Medical Monday is brought to you by East Cooper Medical Center.
For today's Medical Monday, we're going to be talking about arthritis, and I'm joined by Dr. Eric Angermeyer. You are from East Cooper Medical Center. Thank you so much for chatting with me today.
Thanks for being here.
Of course. Now, you are a hand and wrist surgeon, right?
That's correct.
Why don't you tell me a little bit about what you do?
Well, I'm an orthopedic surgeon that has specialized in hand and wrist surgery. So I treat anything that goes wrong in the hand or the wrist. So injuries to the hand or the wrist, chronic conditions like arthritis, tendonitis would all be things that I see on a daily basis.
Now let's talk about arthritis. For somebody that doesn't really know anything about the medical field, what is it? How do you get it? Is it hereditary?
Almost everybody will have some form of arthritis during their lifetime. We think that it's largely genetic, so if your parents had trouble with arthritis, unfortunately there's a good chance that at some point in your life, hopefully many years from now, but you may experience trouble from arthritis as well. And what it is just a thinning or sometimes damage to the cartilage in a joint. All of the joints in our body that help us to move are lined with a slick cushioning material called cartilage. And as we age, that tends to thin, and if you have an injury or a lot of repetitive trauma to a joint, that cartilage can become damaged over time and not function properly, which then leads to pain, swelling, stiffness. And one of the common misconceptions about arthritis is that it's truly just wear and tear. And although we do see patients complain of arthritis if they have repetitive activity type jobs, a lot of typing, a lot of manual labor, that kind of thing can aggravate arthritis, but we don't think that that's the root cause of arthritis now based on the latest research. So in terms of things to avoid if you have arthritis, if you're avoiding activities, you should come in and get it treated, would be my advice, because often we can get people back to those activities that they want to do.
So once you've been able to diagnose somebody with arthritis, what does the treatment plan look like?
We always start with the non-operative treatments. So things like bracing, things like anti-inflammatory medications we'll recommend. There are some topical medicines that we can recommend. Beyond that, we've got hand therapists here in the office that can help with mobility if stiffness is an issue. Sometimes strengthening the joints can help with the pain and stiffness associated with arthritis and improve function. And then beyond that, injections can be helpful at times. And particularly as an intermediary between the non-operative and the next step, which would be operative treatment.
Now, what would you say to somebody that might be experiencing pain, think that they might have arthritis? What are some telltale signs that they need to come in and see you?
Well, everyone's going to have an occasional ache or pain in their hand or the wrist or throughout their body for that matter. But when it becomes regular, certainly if it becomes severe, when it's associated with dysfunction, and sometimes it's a gradual thing and it's hard to know when to go in and get it checked out. My advice is just get it checked out. If it's at all a concern to you, we can often diagnose this in a single visit and get to the bottom of what's hurting you and present you with a full menu of options, both operative and non-operative.
Common misconception. Can you get arthritis from popping your knuckles?
We get this question all the time, and usually it's the mom is asking for their kids
because they're probably annoyed that they're popping their knuckles all the time.
That's right. They've actually researched this, and I'm happy to tell you that popping your knuckles will not cause arthritis.
Well, to that I have to say this. There you go. Love it.
Right. Completely safe.